I'm going to ring the bell. We're going to move on to our first topic in the world of marketing, Facebook's rebranding. A lot of people think that's like an effect we do. No, we do it live. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, you actually took that off a
I
child's
did. That
bite,
kid
if
was,
I
he was
remember
a
correctly.
biter and he bit. I mean,
Yeah.
that kid. Anyways, that case is still
I know.
pending. I'm not allowed to talk about that situation. So, so let's talk about Facebook's new logo. So,
Do it.
Facebook, I think it was like last week, maybe the week before, they announced this new rebranding effort. And here are the key points you need to know. Facebook wants people to know, essentially, that it owns Instagram, WhatsApp, and Oculus Rift, while still maintaining its own distinct identity of Facebook as its own platform. Okay? Facebook had considered moving to a different name completely. So like Google did with Alphabet, right? So when Google kind of restructured, they called the company Alphabet, and Google is part of Alphabet. They had considered it.
Yep.
They said nay, nay. For now. And as we talk about this, one thing that is to be discussed is this a preeminent attack by Facebook to try and shore up their assets against antitrust litigation? So I place all that stuff on the table, and Kayla, I would love to hear, before we reveal what this thing is, what it looks like, I would love to get your feedback, and let's talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about the design and visuals when we put it up, but as far as why and kind of the motive here, it could be the antitrust litigation. Facebook is in a cover your ass space right now, and that's their own doing. But I also think that it could be Zuckerberg's way of, first of all, maintaining credit. I think they decided not to change. He is Facebook, and I don't think that even if Facebook, the app, were still to exist, he's comfortable removing that Zuckerberg-ness from the credit of Oculus and Instagram and any future things that they create. So I think that's one element. I think another element of it is just trying to distance themselves maybe from all of the mess that they've been under with the government and with privacy and all these other mess. And the fact that people are leaving in droves away from Facebook at this point, and trying to distract from that and say, but we're pretty and we're new and look at the things we're doing and we're different and we're changing without actually changing anything. A lot of companies do this. I think it's a PR
Yeah,
thing.
I think there's something to be said for never ending. They just keep stepping in it, essentially, as a platform.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't catch it on our Facebook page, at Hello Tricycle on Facebook, I did a video this week, and it's also on our Instagram, same, at Hello Tricycle, so you can check that out. But I did a video of, there's a bug this past week that apparently or allows Facebook access to your camera in the background, so you don't even know it's on. And that could be video or photo. Just
Right, and I don't
Sure.
like that. Obviously,
You don't?
I don't think any
That's
of us
weird.
like
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
infiltrated visually in our homes and lives. But I think it's also curious. I'm not the technical person to ask, but is that
Yeah.
kind of bug normal? Does that happen a lot? And obviously, that is a separate conversation. But I think it just harkens back to Facebook is sketchy. So like now everything they're doing is making me nervous.
Totally.
At
And
least at the top.
that's my thing too, is whether or not it's intentional, it just keeps adding up and piling up. Because it's like at some point,
Yeah.
there's still accountability to be had there, right? And they have to at this point be aware of how damaging that kind of stuff is, and it doesn't see it, and there's no signs of that stopping. And to be completely fair, maybe this is the new norm. We've never seen a platform, I don't think, of its size before. on the internet that spans
No.
both web and app and mobile version. So that doesn't necessarily excuse it away. And I'm not being a Facebook apologist, because when this kind of stuff came up, I even told you, I said, listen, I'm actually very eagerly flocking towards being an agency that doesn't do as much work with Facebook. But you have to be aware. And listen, it is a publishing tool.
Yep.
So you have to be aware of,
and that's it.
You can't really avoid it. You can, but it's trickier if you try to avoid it.
Well, and I think when you get that big, they're really more of a competitor of someone like Microsoft or Google than they are a competitor of Twitter or another social media app, to me, in the sense that they have so much user data.
Oh, yeah.
I think that that's part of it. I think that part of it is the control and sort of the monopolization of, like you said, multiple types of places. This is not a social media platform really anymore. At the company level, especially, it's a company that has way too much power and way too much influence. And I think that the rebrand, if you were going to do this rebrand well, the visuals wouldn't have mattered at all. And it would have been about, let's fix it, apologize. And I mean, an apology would be paltry, but
it would be in Zuckerberg robot speak.
Stop defending
Zuckerberg robot speak.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so to me, as with him at the helm, and especially because he wants to tie himself so much to the brand, you're dealing with Zuckerberg's personality and his defensiveness of what's happened so far, even when you're looking at this new logo. Like, I can feel that oozing out of
for
the
sure.
logo.
So with that, let's take a look at this thing. We've really teased
Let's do it.
Like a radio tease, but with video. Oh my God. Okay. If I may do a shout out, I have no shame in saying this, but my loyal father is listening to the show, and I just got to call out his comment. Zuck equals yuck. I mean, folks, if you ever wondered where I get it from, now you know. Okay, here we go. Ooh, also watching right now is one of our lead graphic designers, Adrian. So this is a perfect segment to have him in, because I would love his comments on this new logo. Here it is in all its glory. Wow. So I'm just gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let this go, and I want everyone to first just let it sink in here a little bit. It's real nice. Now remember, there are three big entities: Facebook itself, WhatsApp, and Instagram. So you'll notice in the one that we have up here, there are 4 versions. Blue, I would assume, has to be their core. But there's also a gray one, which leads me to think that is gray the... There's a great emoji Adrian just shared as far as his feedback on this in the comments. Gray as far as the umbrella, social platform, WhatsApp in green, and then the gradient for Instagram.
Yeah, for Instagram.
So, thoughts?
Well, I think I said it to you that the Facebook, really any of the colors notwithstanding, I think that the font they used, the all caps, the way that it presents, this looks like a design like summer camp class in 5th grade in 1999, and you made that in like Paint or Microsoft Word. And I feel bad because there's a designer behind this logo, and their work may be lovely. So I don't want to track whoever approved this as a multi-billion-dollar company logo in 2019. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I there's a couple things. First of all, related to this, there's been a trending thing of OK Boomer, right? And interestingly enough, it got tied in to this new redesign in that it's all caps. So most millennials will interpret that as, why are you yelling at me? You're yelling at me about Facebook. That was the first funny thing I saw. But then also, so let's take a look at how it could potentially be used. So we're looking at something like this, right? So let me transition this over. Okay. So you have Instagram login, and then at the bottom, the idea would be from, on all of their products now, by Facebook, Costanza from Facebook. That's what their angle is. And I think this does get back to like, hey, give us, you may have problems with Facebook, but remember, we do Instagram. Like, and Zuck was big on Instagram, but I think about like how, because of Facebook's buying it, it's why it's so successful also.
Well, of course. And he's proud of that because it's the platform among them that is still functional and not embarrassing itself. But my thing is, if you were going to put by Facebook or, from us under an app like that, why wouldn't you want it to be your core logo? Like, I think he's trying to be subversive and say, okay, yeah, it's us and we want the credit, but also don't be mad at us if you don't like Facebook. So we're also sliding it in. Because what if people leave Instagram?
So like a hedge bet, if you will, there,
Yeah. He's playing both sides of the field.
Okay.
He's trying to keep it safe.
I could see that.
That's my
theory. Pretty good. All right. So this was Facebook's rebrand. A lot of interesting comments down below. Not a lot of love for it. Shocker. Okay. That's
fair. That is fair.
I mean, I'm also curious on this, what they're going to do from a iconography standpoint. Because they've always had the F, right? And they are in the blue.
In the blue.
And variations of that inside the cube.
Yep.
But the F in the cube.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you do with this. What iconography, unless, again, you use this with that blue, with the F, right? And
maybe they're going to do the blue and the F, that's standard app, right? They'll keep that.
Yeah.
But what about the website, facebook.com? Is that going to keep that in the little, and then favicon at the top? And then also, is there going to be a different favicon that comes up if it's corporate site? Because now it's the new caps lock logo. I'm not sure what
caps lock
do.
Logo. That's a good one. I also did find it
from now on
somewhat comical that they seem to go with like Empire colors for their gray. It's like metallic brushed gray. It couldn't be more Star Wars on it, and it's just like, okay, makes sense. There's something there. Yeah. So Adrian, one of my lead graphic designer, he is guessing, or by his estimated opinion, that it'll slowly morph into just the F after everyone gets used to the change, which I think makes sense. It'll be a less impactful F.
I'd follow that.
Than I think the other one that's, again, more iconic, more known. But I think that's a pretty good estimation. Okay.
Probably.
Facebook rebranded. We did it. It's done.
Yes.
Kayla, you got through your first segment. I wanted to also tell you we didn't really do any of the short relatable banter in the beginning that Chris and I usually do, but I'm okay with that, right? Because we got plenty of banter to come. So if you've tuned in,
that's
less for marketing and branding and marketing know-how and more for witty banter, well, you're in luck, folks. Just hold on to your hats because it's coming. All right. Yeah. So with that, I grabbed the bell, I hit the bell,